The media pylon against Sean Spicer has been extraordinary in the last few days, ever since the former press secretary did that brief bit at the Emmys.
This will be the largest audience to witness an Emmys, period, both in person and around the world.
The pundits piled on, saying he was celebrating a moment when he lied about the president's inaugural crowd size.
The good news is Sean Spicer doesn't have to lie for a living anymore. Now he just seems to be doing it recreationally.
And Good Morning America grilled him in a confrontational interview.
Have you ever lied to the American people?
I don't think so.
Did the president ever ask you to lie or to manipulate the truth? Do you think you have a credibility issue, Sean?
I don't, but it's up to other people to judge that.
And there were more questions like that. Sean Spicer made mistakes at the White House, as he readily admits. But Molly, what explains this extraordinary amount of media abuse, perhaps media payback against the former spokesman?
Right. It seems like the idea is that because this man worked for Donald Trump, he must be treated as a pariah. And it seems like this standard is not universally applied. You know, the previous administration droned an American citizen and his innocent child without due process. Do we say that none of those people who worked for that administration can be out in public life? Or when they pushed forth a claim that if you liked your health care plan, you could keep it? Nobody says that these are discrediting statements. Everyone acts like press secretary is a new job that just arrived with Donald Trump, when in fact this is the role that press secretaries have played throughout time.
Well, Spicer told me in an interview that the Emmys thing was he was just trying to poke a little fun at himself, be self-deprecating. There's no rehabilitation toward, no deeper meaning to it. But he said, look, no matter what I do now, haters are going to hate. So, Joe, is there a double standard? I mean, he was out there, difficult job, Donald Trump's spokesman. He didn't always personally endorse the things that the president had said, like millions of people voted illegally in the election. And now NBC reports that no network plans to hire him as a commentator.
I don't know why no network wants him, but I think, look, he
I mean, you're a political guy who now does punditry.
Yeah. So I'm still surprised. But anyway, no, but I mean, I think that part of this is he did come onto the stage, I mean, very beginning with what has to be, even that clip, one of the biggest sort of people just sort of were aghast at, like how he could put a false statement like that out there, and he kept defending it.
Well, and he attacked the media on his very first full day in office and didn't take any questions, and that set a tone.
Now he's trying to rehabilitate himself, and yeah, he's going to get shots taken at him. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be.
Erin.
I do think it's a little bit too much, and he was in an impossible position, unfortunately, I think, with President Trump. That very first day was obviously terrible. I'm sure the guy was terrified, and it's too bad that he is getting mocked as badly as he is.
Now, Spicer did make it worse with a threat against the veteran reporter Mike Allen of Axios, who had texted him a question, and Spicer wrote back, "Stop texting or emailing, or I will report to appropriate authorities." Now, look, Spicer lost his cool. He made a mistake there, and he apologized. But that fuels the notion that...
He was obviously trying to get Mike off his back. He didn't want to have to deal with this anymore. That was probably not quite the right thing to text back, because then it wound up at the top of Mike's morning note, and everybody read it.
Right, but by the way, he was being asked of a very speculative story that Mueller might want a bunch of notebooks that he kept in the White House and at the RNC. He might not. But coming back to your point about, the job press secretary is not new. That interview on GMA, I have never seen an interview 1/10 as aggressive involving any of Obama's guys, Robert Gibbs, Jay Carney, Josh Earnest, and they were all snatched up by networks after their tenure.
Yeah, I also saw a Washington Post story say that because Sean Spicer said he represented the president, he was essentially admitting that he lied for the president, which is not an accurate thing at all to say. We have currently George Stephanopoulos, who worked for the Clinton administration, supported the Clinton Foundation while interviewing Hillary Clinton, and nobody really cares about these things. You have to be consistent. If it's true that you can't have any role with the media after you're a press secretary, or if you're doing your job means that you can't be trusted, you need to apply that consistently.
There's something different about Spicer because the networks have all picked up Trump people, all of them.
Well, there aren't that many yet.
No, but I mean, they picked them up.
But isn't it because he did attack the media, and the media can handle anything other than an attack on themselves?
That may be it, but that's what I'm trying to say is there's something that makes him different in the way he's getting handled.
On that note,